friends, so if you're missing something in your training program, this very well may be it. Today I'm going to show you the very first thing I teach the horses in my program when they come in. This is Lane. He is a 6-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred. He's been off the track a couple of years, but he's still a blank slate. He's not particularly fit. He's had quite a bit of time off. Oh. And so I'm going to show you where we start. I've got a bridle on Lane today. You can do this just as easily in just the halter. And what we're going to do is teach the horse how to have a positive relationship to connecting with the person. So what I want Lane to do is to simply relax and bring his neck down. And the way I ask him to do that is I just put very light pressure, literally the weight of my arms, on the reins, and when he starts to drop his head or even think about dropping his head, I just let him go, okay? And he did that well. He's just hanging out here in a good way. And so then I'm gonna ask him to do it again. Just real good boy. And I totally leave. Now the first few times I asked him to do this, he was starting up here, bringing his head about here, flipping it, and going back up here. So, you know, he has had a little bit of practice in this. He's not brand new. He understands the program. Good boy. And now he's actually anticipating it. And I don't let him get rude and swing his head into me. Ooh. And if he feels like he needs to move, I let him move, but he's still under my control. He doesn't get to do whatever he wants. And now I'll ask him again. And I'll usually give a verbal cue. I like to say, relax it down. Relax it down. I keep his neck straight in the middle of his chest. I let him go as soon as he goes down. Relax it down. And then I play with trying to keep him fairly straight there, but I don't pull him down. It's got to be his idea to go down. I invite him, I let go. I invite him, I let go. Good boy. And what this does is it gets the horse more into their parasympathetic nervous system, which means they can relax and learn. Horses can't learn if they're in their fight-flight mode with their head and neck way up here. And if it's up here and you force it down with your hand, force it down with some kind of a training gadget, they're not going to learn anything. They need to be in the parasympathetic state. They need to be relaxed. So I'm going to ask him again. Good boy. Oops. All right, I'm going to let him walk because he's showing me he needs to move a little bit. And then I'll ask him one more time. The other thing this does, and equally as important, if you want to come over this way a little bit, is it starts to get the horse into the proper muscles that carry the rider. Relax it down. Relax it. Relax it down. Good boy. Two. And he's having a little bit of a hard time just standing here when he drops his neck down. There's a reason for that. When we ask the horse to do this, it's like asking him to do a plank. When you see horses graze, they're usually like this, or they can relax there. But I've got him squared up in front and asking him to come down, which means he's got to get into his pectoral muscles, he's got to get up into his trapezius, his serratus, all of this musculature up through here and into his chest. We need to build that before we do a bunch of under saddle stuff. It's the front end of the horse that primarily supports the weight of the rider, not the hind end. The hind end is the engine, it drives. When the front end is built up and strong, then the energy from the hind end can bring the front end up even more. But initially, we've got to build strength and control here by getting the horse in a good posture. So I'm going to ask him one more time. I'm going to ask him to relax it down. He's struggling a little, but that's okay. Good. Relax it. Relax it down. Good boy. And it's baby steps. You know, eventually he'll want to go way down. One of the main points of this exercise is to get the horse to turn off this big muscle right here. This is the brachiocephalicus muscle. It's the fight or flight muscle. It's the muscle that when it's engaged and bulged, it pulls the horse's artery and veins that are in the throat inward, so predators can't as easily rip into them and kill them. Well, we don't want them using that muscle when we're riding them. So part of what we're doing here is teaching the horse how to turn that off. Relax it down. Good boy, good boy. We get a little bit of licking and chewing, we get a little bit of blinking. That tells us that his parasympathetic nervous system is kicking in. This work can feel tedious and like you're not really doing anything. I promise you, spend 2 weeks on doing nothing but this and you will definitely see a difference in your horse.